What if I told you that a single belief, just one idea in your head, could be shaping your entire world? I mean, everything. Your successes, how you handle failure, even who you think you are. Well, today, we're going to dive into a concept that does exactly that. We've all been there, right? You're facing a huge challenge, a big moment, and these are the questions that just start swirling around in your head. They're totally universal, and as it turns out, how you answer them, well, that can change everything. And the key to understanding all of this comes from the incredible work of Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck. She discovered that these core beliefs we hold about ourselves, what she calls our mindsets, are basically the engines driving us forward or holding us back. So let's get into it. Dweck's work really boils down to a tale of two very different beliefs, two mindsets that completely shape how we see the world. Okay, first up, we have the fixed mindset. This is the idea that your intelligence, your talents, your personality, they're basically set in stone. You've got a certain amount of each, and that's that. So your main goal in life becomes proving you've got a good hand again and again. But then there's the other side of the coin, the growth mindset. This is the belief that those same qualities aren't fixed at all. Actually, they're things you can grow and develop. The hand you're dealt is just your starting point, not your final destination. And this is where you can really see the difference. Look at the fixed mindset column. It's all about playing defense, right? You avoid challenges so you don't risk failing. You think needing to try hard is a sign you're not smart enough. And feedback, it feels like a personal attack. But flip over to the growth mindset, and it's all about playing offense. Challenges are exciting opportunities. Effort is literally the path to getting better. And feedback, that's just free information on how to improve. It's a total game changer. So that's the theory. But what does this actually look like when the pressure is on? Let's see what happens when these two mindsets really get put to the test. This quote from Dweck just hits the nail on the head for the fixed mindset. Imagine living like this. Every single situation, it feels like a final exam. Every conversation, every project, it's all a chance to be judged. That sounds absolutely exhausting, doesn't it? Just constantly trying to prove yourself. And get this isn't just some vague psychological idea. You can literally see the difference inside the brain. Scientists hooked people up and watched what happened the exact moment they made a mistake. For folks in a fixed mindset, not a whole lot of brain activity. But for the growth mindset, whoa, their brains just lit up like a Christmas tree. So why so quiet? Well, for the fixed mindset, that mistake feels like a verdict. It's proof that you're not smart enough. So to protect that fragile sense of self, the brain just checks out. It runs from the error instead of engaging with it. No learning, just retreat. Meanwhile, the growth mindset brain is having a party. That high activity shows it's leaning in. An error isn't a verdict, it's data. It's interesting. The brain gets fired up, processes what went wrong, and immediately starts figuring out how to do it better next time. Failure isn't the end, it's the beginning of learning. Okay, so this is the big question, right? Can we actually move from one mindset to another? Is this something we can change? And the answer is a resounding yes. And you know what? Sometimes the whole turning point can come down to two tiny words. Dweck tells this fantastic story about a high school in Chicago. They had a problem with students failing a course and then just completely giving up. So they tried a little experiment. They changed their grading policy with just two words. Instead of giving a student a failing grade, an F, they gave them a grade of not yet. Just think about that for a second. An F feels like a brick wall, a dead end. It says you failed. But not yet, that's a road. It says you're on a journey, you're on a learning curve, and it gives you a path forward. It completely reframes failure from a final judgment to just a temporary stop along the way. The whole not yet idea is so powerful because it proves that mindsets are malleable. So how can we start doing this for ourselves? Let's move from theory into practice. Dweck gives us a really practical 4-step process. First, you just have to start listening for that fixed mindset voice in your head. You know the one. Step 2, realize that just because you hear it, you don't have to believe it. You have a choice. Step 3 is to actually talk back to it with a growth mindset voice. Answer that I can't do this with I can't do this yet. And finally, step 4, you've got to take action. Do the hard thing. Embrace the challenge. How we talk to ourselves and other people, especially with praise, is also huge. Praising someone's talent, saying you're so smart, can actually backfire. It reinforces a fixed mindset because now they're scared to try anything hard in case they fail and prove they aren't so smart after all. But if you praise the process, if you say, wow, you worked so incredibly hard to figure that out, now you're fostering resilience. You're teaching them that success comes from strategy and effort. And Dweck herself later clarified a super important point here. It isn't just about praising effort for effort's sake. Praising unproductive effort isn't the goal. The real key is to praise the entire learning process. Praise the clever strategies they used, their focus, their persistence when things got tough, and the improvement they made. That's what builds real, lasting grit. So what this all comes down to, what all this research really shows, is this incredibly empowering idea. Your mindset is a choice. And wherever you are right now, that's just the starting point. Now, it's really important to remember that nobody is 100% growth mindset, 100% of the time. We all have a mix of both. And certain things, a big setback, feeling judged, can trigger that fixed mindset to pop up. The goal isn't perfection. The key is just awareness. Knowing your triggers and recognizing that voice when it appears, that's the first step to being able to choose a different path. I love this quote. Just let that sink in. Your talents, your IQ, whatever you think you were born with, that's not your destiny. That's just the starting line. So as we wrap up, the question isn't whether you can grow. The science is pretty clear on that. The real question is, where will you choose to grow? What part of your life could use a little more not yet? Because your potential isn't something you find, it's something you build. I really hope this gives you a new way to look at challenges, and more importantly, at your own potential. Thank you so much for watching.